We bash Bros movies, and this review is coming kind of late, just like Logan Lucky review. Listen, it's been a busy summer. We've had stuff to do, work, our schedules were in conflict. We weren't even in the same town again this year, so we're doing a few reviews kind of late, simply because we wanted to do reviews for these movies. And yeah, so Kingsman, The Golden Circle is a sequel to 2015's Kingsman.
This one would be more
The Secret Service.
This one could easily have been titled The Statement.
I mean,
but just not to get confused that it is another movie or another franchise, hence it's Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle.
It's just Kingsman, The Golden Circle, man. But anyways.
So yeah, Kingsman 2, The Golden Circle.
Whatever. Listen, Kingsman, we didn't get to review the first Kingsman.
It's another one of those movies that came out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Surprised you, but in a good way.
Exactly.
And then
it stayed in box office. It stayed in theaters for so long, made a killing at the box office. I think it made, for an R-rated comic book movie, made more money
than anybody else until Deadpool came out.
Yeah, or something like that.
Here's the thing:
the numbers were very high.
Everything that was, because the first movie had its wow factor because nobody expected it, and it was just like wow. The trouble with the second one is everybody saw it coming.
Yeah.
And it's lost its wow factor because at this point everybody's like, okay, we're getting Kingsman 2, some trailers drop, people are like, okay, this is good stuff. We get to see everything that made the first one good, and hence everybody's expectations were like, okay, we're gonna get a good movie. We already seen what happened with the first one. Now we know what we're getting with the second one, and the wow was gone. And it showed.
Yeah.
It started off. When it started off, I was like, okay, this could rival the first one. It got off to a great start. I thought based on the start alone, it was gonna be as good as the first one, if not even better.
Yeah, listen.
And that's as far as it got. He kind of went down track, and then he just kind of did this the whole way. Had its ups and downs. Overall.
Listen, because it's based on the comic book, I think it's easy to stick to a certain formula when you're doing these comic book movies. Especially, listen, Matthew Vaughn hasn't made many movies so far, and I think this was his first sequel.
I think so, yeah.
Because he didn't do Kick-Ass 2.
No, he just did the first one.
And I think the reason he didn't want to do it is because
I think he generally stayed away from sequels.
Yeah, I think he stayed away.
Which is a good philosophy.
Definitely. But listen, I think he wanted to do this project as well. He wanted to try it out. I wanted to see him do a sequel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because I've loved this guy.
He does a spectacular job with all these movies. And he did such a great job.
He's one of my favorite directors working right now. But listen, it definitely shows stuff in Golden Circle. There's a stuff with the villain, the whole exposition kind of thing, and then there was the Colin Firth coming back, which I thought was pretty cool.
I like the way. Okay, so it's a comic book movie, so in a comic book movie you don't really die, even if you die.
Yeah, but here, he could have easily stayed dead.
Yeah, he could, but the way they brought him back.
Very smart, very clever.
I like the way they brought him back.
I don't know if that's in the comic books, but
I don't know.
I'm not sure how many people actually read these comic books, but most people didn't see it.
I like the fact.
We knew he was going to be in the movie because he's in the trailers.
But he was on the poster as well, and the cardboard cut off and stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't know in what capacity. How is it going to be flashbacks? What exactly is happening? At least I didn't watch the trailer.
Listen.
So I like the way they brought him back. I like the whole memory lost aspect of it, and then even when he gets back, when he's rusty, if you would, he still kind of figures stuff out before other people do.
Yeah, and then he's like, and I didn't even mind one recycling few, there was that one scene in the bar in the movie, and then but he took a twist with it that made the scene even cooler. It wasn't just
okay, it was a cool scene, let's recycle it. He actually did. There was a purpose to it.
Yeah, but listen, and also the Kingsman going to US and
Going stateside.
Yeah, going stateside and asking help from Kentucky
stateside.
bourbon makers, pretty much, and the fight with Channing Tatum, and then Jeff Bridges coming in, and also the guy who played the guy from Game of Thrones who dies, the Viper, blah blah blah. What's his name? Pedro or something or other. Seeing him as a cowboy, and yeah, the code name is pretty cool too.
You seen Halle Berry? She was a nice addition to the whole thing.
I never was a fan of hers. I never really cared for her as an actress or anything.
But
so,
Merlin,
like,
Merlin.
she's a great actress. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really care for her one bit. So that's just me. I know there's a bunch of, like, there's at least 90% of the guys out there love her, but to me, I don't care for her. So
listen, you come out of the water wearing the orange bikini.
Anyways, well, listen, and speaking of James Bond, I don't like James Bond at all as a franchise. I think, listen, I'd watch any Kingsman movie any time of day. I'd watch Mission Impossible any time of day. Just don't like James Bond. So whatever.
I do.
And listen, and then the Julianne Moore as a villain in the movie. I think she was...
I don't know whether they took her out of the comic book or not. She was like, man, she had this like...
I think her performance was way over the top, but I think she was written that way, and Julianne Moore just had a field day and just
I
had
think
fun
it was
with
also because of the way the character was written. I think Julianne Moore was a great choice for her. I think she did a great job with it. I do agree, it was a little bit over the top. She was not likable to me as a villain.
And listen,
it was like almost she got there by accident and figured out, well, I'm here, might as well stick around.
Yeah, but that's the reason. But there's a philosophy to it. Like the first movie had that church scene, and people were discussing like the bloodshedding and
Oh yeah, but it was a great scene.
Oh, definitely. But then here in this movie, you have the whole thing. So basically, like, without giving much away, like she's basically.
You don't get it something that rivals the church scene here.
I'm not even looking for it. I wasn't.
Oh no,
looking.
me neither.
If I had another church scene, I think I would have.
Well, if it was done right, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, but so I'm glad we didn't have another church scene.
Yeah,
but
it was something new. It wasn't recycling the first one.
Yeah, and
that's what you gotta like about this one, though.
But there was a philosophy in this movie. So basically, Julianne Moore's character is the kingpin of all drug trade in the world. Like, she controls the market, and
basically and he gives you a backstory that after Valentine died, she basically swoops in and takes over.
Yeah.
On every market, she basically, if it's a drug, she's the one supplying.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is because she's controlling all this and she's controlling it from the shadows, she has an issue with it because nobody knows her name, and she doesn't think that's right. And that's the thing I liked about the character, because she actually wanted to be famous. With all the things we had American Made recently, Narcos is going strong on Netflix, I think, and people are talking about that show all the time. So Pablo Escobar is one of these people in the drug trade, for example, who is very famous. So it's like, I get where her character is actually coming from. It's cool. It's a cool thing. Like, I control all this, this entire industry, but nobody knows that I'm actually controlling it. So. And then we get the thing, and then there's the thing with the antivirus, and the choice to whether or not cure everybody who's using drugs or not. It's like, if you let everybody die who's using drugs, like, you get rid of...
There goes the drug problem.
There goes the drug problem. Yeah.
On the other hand, if you succumb to the demands and get the antivirus delivered,
then you're basically encouraging everybody to keep...
It's like, oh yeah, if this happens again, we'll just fail you out.
So it's like, and considering everything going on with marijuana legalization, not just, like in our country as well, not just the US, but it's like, I think it's a very current, like, topic to be, to put in a movie in that way to make you think, like, what if, because there's
It
characters.
was a nice what if.
Yeah. So it's like seeing that debate basically playing out that way. I think was like putting like two opposing views who are not necessarily in opposition with each other. They're just different in a way, even though they're
They found
based
a
on the-
nice way to
talk about it.
put a political issue into this movie.
Yeah, in a very smart way.
In a very smart way.
Not beating you over the
Listen,
head.
it wasn't driven. It wasn't like, okay, let's build a movie around this.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, we have this movie, we might as well add it in because it kind of fits.
Yeah. And so I like that aspect of the movie too. And
Yeah.
because her villain wanted to be famous, but she couldn't. She lives in the middle of a jungle in South America in her 50s small town USA kind of vibe, which was also weird to see, but was cool to see at the same time. There isn't really much that I disliked about this movie. I thought the villain
There
was a
wasn't
little
generally a lot of stuff you liked either.
yeah, but it's like, yeah, listen, the action is great. When it comes to Matthew Vaughn, like I said, he does action great. He
does.
produced a lot of pretty much all of, or if not most of Guy Ritchie's movies, and then he went in his own way and
And you
did-
see it in Guy Ritchie's movies that he did, and you see it in his own work.
yeah, and layer
So you know
cake,
what
and
you're getting,
it's like
yeah.
he's very versatile as a director too. Like if you look at his body of movies, like he does different genres, and it's one
He
of the
doesn't
reasons.
stick to the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, even though you could say
And
because
that's one
he
of the
did Kick-Ass
reasons
and
why he
Kingsman.
doesn't he doesn't do the sequels.
And I hope to see more of his movies in the coming years, man, because this guy deserves.
And I hope we
work.
get actually more Kingsman, because the way they closed it off, the way they, they go on and stuff happens. They,
Yeah,
without spoiling it, even though at this point you probably watched it.
let's hope
The
so.
way the movie closes down with Colin Firth's character basically saying, this isn't the end, this isn't the end, this isn't the beginning, it's basically the end of the beginning. And the way they set it up is, there's room. I don't know how many comic book issues this goes into, and they probably do even stuff
I think
originally.
there's a lot of stuff that they can do here. Just create their own stories. and their own
Basically,
villains. But because
I don't think they can overuse this one, but as long as they make the quality plot lines, we can get more of these, and I hope that we do, because the cast assembled in these is great. The overall story is great. Might be over the top with some stuff,
and
but
I don't mind
generally,
over the top stuff.
generally,
when they're done right.
it fits into the movie.
Yeah, I mean Samuel L. Jackson did a great job with Valentine in the first
yeah.
Kingsman,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think Julian Moore
Julian
did a
does,
great-
yeah.
And let's not forget Taron Egerton, because that dude, the first time I did see him in a movie was in First Kingsman. I don't know if he did any work before that. I haven't really checked.
I
But
might have
that
seen him in
dude-
something,
But that dude is such. I think he's a much
he
better
was
actor.
the gay guy in the Tom Hardy London thing. The
Legend.
Legend.
Yeah, he was a pretty boy, and he did a great job there. And I hope we see him in many more movies,
I
because
think we will.
that-
I think he's a great actor. I think people
I
are
think he's-
recognizing that. And
I don't think he's jewel in the rough. I just think he's the jewel that's staying on the side, who's nobody looking at, because he doesn't seem that special. But when in
he's got-
actuality, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
he has much more than most
he can do
actors
serious. He
today.
can do funny.
Oh, definitely. He can do both. He does both in
Yeah.
Kingsman. So.
And just watch Eddie the Eagle. He does great work as an actor.
He was Eddie the Eagle, right?
He's
Yeah.
versatile as an actor.
yeah,
He can do
yeah.
many different genres, and I think we're gonna be seeing a lot more of him.
Yeah.
As
I
we
know
hope,
I've seen it in something else.
as we're
starting
gonna
in
hope,
the
we're gonna
Legend,
see
yeah.
a lot more Kingsman movies. Now, whether Matthew Vaughn does them or not,
You know
it's
what?
really
I
up to
wouldn't mind if
discussion.
somebody else does it.
Me
Or-
neither.
I wouldn't
Because
mind.
especially, I think Matthew's gonna, even if
I don't-
if the studio wants to do another one, I think they're probably gonna ask Matthew first, and then he's gonna sit back and he's gonna figure out whether he wants to or not.
It probably depends on the story, so
But he might not want to do another one.
probably. I
And
think
in that
he-
case,
yeah.
you're gonna hand it off to somebody else, and then you're gonna see a different version of it. so
I love to
it's
see
a
Michael
fun-
Bay do it. I love to see Michael Bay do it, because I think this is right up his alley, man.
He could do good with it.
I think
He
he
could.
is like, because one of the reasons I like Matthew Vaughn is because his camera work reminds me of Michael Bay too. Even
Michael
though-
does great cameras.
and Guy
People
Ritchie
forget
also.
he's a camera guy first, and then he got into
and Guy
directing.
Ritchie is also.
And you see that in their works. You see the cameras.
And Matthew
You
is
see
so-
angles you don't.
Yeah,
like.
and I think Michael Bay would do pretty good job with
He
this,
would.
but
Whether he wants to do
usually
it or
does
not,
work for
whether-
Paramount, but
Whether the studio
this is
wants to hand it
bots,
to him
I
or
think,
not.
or some, I don't know.
Listen, like we said, we hope to see a lot more of these.
Yeah.
So what do you want to rate it?
Dude, I'm giving it a solid 23.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's an average. For me, it kind of became an average thing. Like, if I really liked it, it's a 23. If I liked it even better than that, it kind of goes higher. But generally, you're looking at a nice 23.
Yeah. That's it from us for today.
So yeah, if you didn't watch it, go see it.
Yeah.
You know, you're not.
It's gonna be out on DVD pretty soon.
I don't know where it's at rating wise. Probably put it at R.
Yeah, it's definitely
Probably
not
an R,
rated
but
movie,
at the same time, I don't think it's as R as the first one.
Oh, definitely.
But
There's not as much
definitely,
blood
you
in
know,
this
go
one.
and watch it. It's a, you know, it's one of those, you know, you're gonna have a fun night. You're gonna sit on the couch, play with your cell phone, and you're gonna watch the movie. Like, you're gonna multitask through this one. It's perfect for the occasion.
Yeah. Until next time,
Yeah.
Beige Bros.